Braylon Stewart. My artist name's Resko, R-E-S-K-O. We've been working on this a little over 2 weeks now. I've been doing legal murals and aerosol art for a good 12, 15 years solid. This was the main area that was getting defaced the most.
Oh, I try to come up here at least like 5 times a week. A little baby flip. If I can, every day. I remember the first day, it was all outlined, but I could tell it was gonna be really, really good. Before it was just a bunch of random stuff on it. Didn't really look good. It definitely does make it look a lot better. A lot more presentable for everybody. Let's try this 50-50 again.
And you say that you had done some of this yourself before?
Yeah, I started out mainly just, going to public walls and whatnot. Doing it places where nobody would ever go to. When I was in it, it's like, you're obviously gonna have to do some illegal stuff.
Do you think that people tagging will leave this alone?
Probably not.
Deterring the illegal stuff, I'm not too sure about that. I kind of have my doubts on it.
That would be a perfect world, but we don't live in a perfect world. I do understand the ramifications of having public art and having it subject to being defaced. It doesn't, stop it in its tracks, but it definitely deters it.
I love the wall. It's making the whole skate park look pretty.
Lanes closed. Utility work. Our roads are beaten up. Louisville's century-old sewer system is collapsing at points. In the heart of our city that we all know in 2018, there are ghosts among us. Take a look, 1908, there's Water Street, with Fulton Street right next to it. Gone. Also departed Nelson, Carter Street. And High Avenue took you right to the Portland neighborhood. Here in 1907, south of downtown, an oval shows up. It's the new Louisville Jockey Club, later Churchill Downs.
If anybody's racing, you can't tell the winner.
What kind of businesses? Was this a wild area of town near the wharf?
There would have been saloons. There would have been some.
We walked from the river so Owen could show us another surprise lost to time.
This looks like an alley to me, but you say this was a street?
I'm telling you, we got a 1948 map that shows this is still Nelson Street.
Now it's sort of forgotten.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, it has a new name. It does have a new name now called Washington Street.
And one building remains from the early days that tells a much bigger story at 7th and Washington, the Normandy.
Can't you imagine sitting on that balcony? You've got a morning train leaving for Washington or New York eastbound and drinking your morning coffee.
Railroad station? Well, here it is. The Normandy is on the right of your screen in this picture. The Central Station Railroad Station was one of 2 major stations in the city. It's now gone.
Let's go to the Lord's Kitchen again this year to feed the homeless. We collected canned goods.
And they picked up canned goods, they boxed them, we pounded them all together.
64 when he's only little. They gotta do a whole lot of stuff to feed the homeless.
All the children are putting on gloves.
The goal was supposed to be 800, but we got over 2,000.
That's going to serve over 178 families.
We're going to serve tables in front first.
1,068 people.
I thought we was going to have like 800, but we beat it. Can I help you with anything? You know some homeless people have food but no shelter.
Put a big smile on your face, guys.
We're feeding the people who have no food.
Thank you.
I like to teach my kids about spreading love.
Spread the love. Spread the love.
Spread the love.
Always spread love.
Come here and get it right. There's a lot of negativity in the world, so I'm always trying to teach them to be positive, treat people the way you want to be treated, no matter if they're different than you.
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel warm. I'm glad to hear that during the holidays here.
Nice to see that they're helping out the community.
As they grow into adults, and maybe they'll learn to give back.
It feels like happiness.
Put a smile on people's face.
You know they have a bright future coming too.
1, 2, 3.
Spread love!
Crossfeet open. Start one outside, check your
We're the Swiftwater Rescue Team at the Greensboro Fire Department. We're en route to Pender County to support our other swiftwater rescue team that's already on the ground there working. And we're going to jump right into the game so they can catch up on some sleep. We're going to bring some boats, some MREs, water, and some other supplies. It's hectic, tiring, and fast-paced.
The Minnesota National Guard sent us down, packing on as much cargo as we can, ferrying it to places that need it. Chinook is a very capable aircraft. We can haul those bigger loads, we can get the boats places, we can sling load.
The next wave of storms is forecast late afternoon.
Captain Stephen Lawson.
Good morning, sir.
We're putting those supplies where they need to be and letting North Carolina handle the search and rescue.
River flooding, draw your attention to this.
So we find out, hey, these people don't have water, they don't have food, they don't have medical supplies.
Flooding in the mountains.
We're putting those supplies where they need to be.
2 hours of flight under night vision goggle, you kind of got to look a little bit more, especially with how dense the airspace is right now.
If you're on the ground in a car and you have bad weather hit, you can just pull over. If you're in a helicopter and you have bad weather hit, if you don't pull over in time, you die. You just die.
Dropped them off just in town there and just by the baseball fields, unloaded all the gear, and then get out of there.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
How many calories are in a cup of hot chocolate?
We're gonna be at Dog Hill, handing out hot chocolate. We've been doing this on any snow day.
The answer is about 147 dietary calories.
Do you like some hot chocolate?
It's the real good stuff, right?
All right, so you guys want to help me out here with this little experiment I've got going on? We're doing a little scientific experiment, all right?
Okay.
I want to put a heart rate device on one of you, and when you run back up the hill, I want to see how many calories you burn.
Oh, I'll do Got it.
You want to do it? Okay, cool.
Wait, I don't want to go yet.
What do you think? How many calories you burn?
I would guess he'd burn in that moment about 50 calories. Everybody's really thankful just to have a hot cup of hot chocolate. It's just a good time to get to know the community and bless the community.
All right, let's go.
How many calories do you think are in a cup of hot chocolate?
All right.
Oh geez, probably at least 200 to 300. Hustle, Matthew, get up this hill. Go, Matthew, go, come on.
Matthew, run!
You want some marshmallows?
Go! Yeah.
That is about 150 to 200.
Oh, okay, all right, that's good. We're serving people healthy stuff. So.
Yeah, sure, I guess healthy enough.
You can drink hot chocolate better than you can run. Go, Matthew, go, Matthew, go. All right, good job, man, good job.
All right, let's see that watch there. And you burned a grand total of, what do you think?
10.
10? 22 calories.
So it needs to do it about 10 more times.
It's probably pretty accurate, I would say.
Today, just splitting wood, doing something for the community and everything.
All of the timber that had fallen in our many parks we have throughout the county, we have brought here. We began chopping them up and splitting them into hundreds and hundreds of ricks of firewood that we're going to give out to Harrison County families in need. This is stuff that's all fallen that would otherwise sit and rot in the woods. We're putting it to good use.
It feels good. To actually give back to the community again, it feels good.
They enjoy giving back to the community. It's an opportunity for them to get out of jail.
Feels like I'm doing something good for once. Actually learning to straighten up my life and do a little bit better in the world.
We forget that I'm the prosecutor and that's the sheriff and they're the inmates. You know, we're all working together. It's working together to complete a project, to get some fresh air and sunlight.
This is just love. To feel the fresh air and actually be outside and actually doing something other than just sitting around doing nothing, feels good.
Even though they have been working hard the last few days, it still beats sitting in a prison cell.
I've been here for 8 months now. I probably have another 8.5 months to go. After a while of lifting and trying not to get hit with people throwing logs and whatnot, yeah, it's a workout. It feels good to come out here and actually really do something other than just sit around all day.